Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about the launch special of the Challenge 41 Vets and New Threats titled Day Zero. Before I dive in, you can learn more about this cast by checking out my cast assessment in my Challenge 41 playlist. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing, and you could use my link to try Paramount Plus for free. But let's dive into it. TJ declares this the start of a new era where 16 new threats and 16 vets will compete, with the new threats having a lot to prove. We join their first challenge already in progress. The players have to race up a hill to their house. The order that they get to their house will be the order they get to pick partners. This season, the newbies will be partnered alongside the vets in duos to compete for the prize. Bananas is burping his way up the hill. Throughout this challenge, we're getting introduced to the new players with the new threat interrogation. TJ is sitting the newbies down and harassing them with questions, with the vets chiming in like temple guards to ask random questions too. Big Brother's young Cedric is excited to meet TJ. He wants to use his marine intelligence experience to tackle the challenge. The Amazing Race's Jeremy was a marine too. He's been through a lot, being raised by a single mother with mental health issues and being evicted from his house. Survivor Sydney calls herself funny and confident. She says you have to lack brain cells to not realize her greatness, and she's a philanthropist to the world for letting them see her on TV. Tay says she's not a fitness type, she's gonna rely on her social game, and America binge watched all of the seasons to prepare, and that's how she's gonna win. She says nobody binge watches a show like her. Bold statement. Too Hot to Handle's Izzy has been practicing her puzzles and training. She has a background in athletics and seems to impress TJ. We meet boxer Jake from Love Island, boxing commentator Ben, who's gonna try his best, and Lekka from Canada's Ultimate Challenge, who was the villain on her season and describes herself as religious. Adrian shares that she's on a weight loss journey. She has lost 100 pounds and fancies a touch of glam. Will wants to be a team player. Leo cracks himself up and basically says nothing about himself, even though he's a huge character. Gabe used to play rugby, be in WWE, and the military. He calls himself a freak, which piques TJ's interest. Kitty Per Blue says she's stronger and smarter than she came across on Big Brother. She says, "Girl, I've been working out." TJ does not like being misgendered and corrects her. When asked what she wants to do with the money, she tears up, sharing her story of being child of immigrants and her mother had recent brain injuries. Then she instantly stops crying and says, "And I want bigger titties." Kitty kitty purr. Okur. Justin is here to represent cheerleading as a sport. Dee is ready to manipulate the game just like she did on Survivor. Bananas ominously asks Dee if she has a boyfriend and if she'd like one. Bananas, cool it toots. Back on the mountain, the women are impressed with Jeremy's performance, and the newbies are for the most part kicking the vets' butts. Anissa and CT are in last, but Naya's losing motivation for this and isn't starting off with a winning spirit. Jeremy gets to the house first. This house is the nicest house they've had for a while. While it's very high budget, the layout of the house is still giving classic challenge vibes. Players start mingling. Izzy wants to team up with Theo, especially with his built-in alliance with his girlfriend Olivia, who of course reminds us that she got hit with that golf ball. Bananas is working his social game, bonding with the newbies and treating Nani like his employee, summoning her for drinks. Jeremy is first to pick a partner. He's trying to pick someone who's a good social player. He's eyeing Aviv. Ah yes, the ultimate gamer. Aviv. Blue is vibing with the vet girls. They all love her personality, but she's ready to cut them at first opportunity. Jake and Izzy are trying to form an international alliance with the non-US players. Rogan is trying to partner with Izzy because he thinks she's hot and athletic. Sydney is of course talking herself up in confessional, saying she's the best thing the show has ever seen. The other players think Dee and Sydney are scary cutthroat players, which is true. Bananas is terrified of Dee, which turns him on. Leroy reminds us that he's lost and lost and lost. We know, Leroy, we know. Izzy thinks Rogan is easy on the eyes, and they're getting handsy with each other already, so that's happening. Newly single Nani is very fresh off her breakup with Casey. They're still friends and she's ready to throw herself into the game. Dee and Bananas laugh at CT's toes, but they don't show Dee's giant toe. What a missed opportunity. Dee and Bananas continue to flirt, and so do Izzy and Rogan. Now Izzy and Rogan are drinking wine and hooking up in the kitchen. Rogan calls this the Rogie charm. Oh man. Ashley calls them out for politicking and says they're making a huge target of themselves. Players gather with TJ. It's time to pick partners. They'll pick in order that they finished the previous daily, starting with Jeremy, who picks Aviv, which is an interesting pick and a full circle moment for her to get picked first in a season very similar to Fresh Meat. Izzy chooses Theo, and Rogan is crushed. But I politic so hard. He looks like he's gonna cry. You know what? Good. Young Cedric picks Olivia. Sydney chooses Leroy. Jake with Cara Maria. Michaela and Will. Bananas and his new boo D. Adrian chooses Rogan. Turbo picks America, who's thrilled to be with a champ. Ashley chooses Gabe, whose name she doesn't remember. There's Derek and Lekka, Nani and Ben, Derek and Blue, Tay and CT, naming themselves C-Tay. And finally, Leo picks Anissa over Naya, leaving Justin and Naya the last pick players in the final pair. They're gonna play their first challenge right away, which we'll see in the real premiere. So we have our teams. I'd say the strongest team right now are Cedric and Olivia, and I'm worried for Justin and Naya. I'm surprised Naya was last picked, and fear she could just be checked out. The Vibes pick team are Derek and Blue, and overall, I'm excited for this season. It's a great cast, and we got a juicy preview, but let me know in the comments. Who do you think is the strongest team, the weakest team, the Vibes team, and who do you want to win? I'll be back next Wednesday for the real premiere. If you like the video, consider giving a like and subscribing. Until next time, you know where to find me. Bye.